Hey guys, today we're on Module 13, Lesson 3. You should be on page 335 in your workbook. Today we're going to measure an angle as it relates to the fractional part of the circle. So we're going to look at the circle and break it up in fraction pieces. So we have this paragraph. It says, for part of his art career, Russian painter and art thinker Wassily Kandinsky focused on painting circles, half circles, angles, lines, and curves. In his paintings, he overlapped circles and used thick lines to cut circles into pieces, forming angles. So they're asking us, how can you describe the measure of the orange angle in the circle? So really, all of this information right here was just to tell us about this picture. Are we going to need to use that information? No, we don't even need this information. We're going to use this question and look at the picture. How can you describe the measure of the orange angle in the picture? Well, we can decide that the white section looks like 1/4. So we can say that the orange section right here, so the orange section must be 3/4 of the circle. The orange section must be 3/4 of the circle. And this could represent anything. It could represent a pie and 1/4 of the pie is gone and 3/4 still remains. It could represent a pizza. So the orange section represents 3/4 of the circle. On the next page. So with this activity right here, we would have used fraction pieces, but since we don't have those, we're going to draw. So we're going to reword some of the information on this page. It says, many painters and sculptors use circles in their works. Often it is helpful to know the measure of a circle when assembling different pieces. How can you describe the measure of this circle? So we have a regular circle, and we're going to break it up into fraction pieces. So A, how can you use a 1/4 fraction piece to make an angle on the circle? Since we don't have fraction pieces to use, we're going to draw on the circle. So I can draw a fraction piece on the circle. So I can draw a fraction piece on the circle. So I can draw the fraction piece to make an angle and shade it in. So they want me to draw a 1/4 fraction piece, so I can draw a 1/4 fraction piece and I'll shade it in. So 1/4, we're going to come down here at like 12 o'clock and go to 3 o'clock, and that's going to represent 1/4. Okay. Letter B, how can you make another angle on the circle? Well, I can turn it, and I can just draw another piece, another fraction piece on the circle. But I want to use the center dot and draw another ray. So I can draw another piece. I can draw another piece. And I am going to use the center vertex and that would be the dot in the middle, so this is the center vertex. I am going to use the center vertex and draw another one, when I drew the first fractional piece, I have one ray going up, and I have one ray going to the side. So think of it as a clock. Okay, so I had one ray going straight up at 12 o'clock. I drew another ray at 3 o'clock. So now I'm going to draw another ray and go towards 6 o'clock. Okay? So then we have that piece, so I could shade that in. So I have 1/4 and another 1/4. So that's another 1/4. Alright, C, you have traced or drawn. I'm going to change that to drawn because we didn't trace it. You have drawn 2 fraction pieces. How can you label the total number of fractions? Well, if I have 1/4 plus 1/4, I have 2/4. So 1/4 plus 1/4 equals to 2/4. Or what's another way to write 2/4? If we simplify 2/4, we have how much of the circle shaded in? 1/2. D, how many times will you need to turn the fraction piece to form the circle? So we can't turn the fraction piece, but we can draw it to form the entire circle. So we did 1/4, 1/4. We're going to do another 4th here. So this is another 1/4 and another 1/4. So how many times do we have to go around? 4. So we would need to do it 4 times. And E, how many angles come together in the center to form the circle? We have 4 angles. And the last statement is, the measure of the circle is blank angles. We're going to write number 4, 4 angles. So if you're still writing, pause the video before we go to the next page. If you're ready, then turn the page. So let's look at the top of page 337. Question number 2. In planning an abstract painting, Penn draws a circle and uses fraction pieces to make angles in the circle. What is the fractional measure of the shaded angle? And this is really easy for us. We've been doing this for years. So you would count how many pieces are shaded out of the whole. So A, how can you find the number of angles that come together in the center of the circle? We want to find how many total numbers there are. How many total numbers are there? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How can you find the number of angles that come together? We want to find the number of 8s. Find the number of 8s. Okay, so we want to count what fraction circle is shaded green. So let's count. We have 1 8, 2 8s, 3 8s, 4 8s, 5 8s, 6 8s, 7 8s, and 8 8s. So what fraction of the circle is shaded green? 1, 2, 3. So 3 8s is shaded green. 3 out of 8 are shaded green. Remember, the fraction bar means out of. Okay, at the bottom of the page, I want you to do number 1, 2, and 3 on your own. So pause the video, do 1, 2, and 3, and then start the video back to check your work. All right, so number 1, what is the fractional measure of the shaded angle? Well, let's look at number 1. We want to see how many pieces we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. We know there's 5 pieces on the bottom, and 1, 2, 3 are shaded in. So 3/5 is shaded in. Number 2, the whole circle is shaded in, so we would say 1 whole. And number 6, Joyce cut a strawberry pie into 10 equal slices. So they give us the denominator here. They give us the bottom number. She shares 7 slices of the pie with her family. What is the fractional measure of the angle of the pie that is left? So 7 out of 10 was eaten, so 1, 2, 3 out of 10 is left. 3 out of 10, 3/10. And that is it.